Hey, what's up, y'all? We are back with another episode of My Turn, My Truth. I had to make sure the mics were on. We had some technical difficulties here, and thank you for standing by. For those that we lost, we hope you join back in. What's that?
That's funny.
Those that we lost, yeah, we lost them, But we back in. We're gonna start back in with our second topic, and it's a piece we heard from people who know Charleston White.
Charleston White.
He said something that
very
was
controversial.
on a reel or something that was very that we thought we need to talk about. So I'm gonna play a clip here, and we're gonna go from there. How about that?
Let's do it.
All right. So.
Roll over the kids. If she didn't want to get a kid the last name, the kid didn't get the last name.
If she wants to start from the beginning,
roll over the kids.
All right, here we go.
I intentionally had biracial children because when I came home in 1998, at the age of 21, I saw all my black friends had baby mama trauma. They had songs that was just starting to come out. I hate my baby daddy. There was songs saying that. Not only that, all of my female cousins, all of my female friends, they took on a position that this is my baby. It's my child. Can't no nigga tell me, and y'all done made this together, but the black woman claims 100% control and domination over this child, and a child is a man's legacy. So all the black women I heard, they never said this is our child, it's my child. And if they mama says something, they go tell mama, this is my child, I raised my kids, my kid. And if the nigga got something to say, no, I carried this for 9 months. Bitch, I carried him in my nuts before he got to you. So the black man is robbed of his legacy through the baby mama. When I came home, every nigga I saw and knew was not co-parenting responsibly with a black woman. She wouldn't allow him to. She had full control over the kids. If she didn't want to get a kid the last name, the kid didn't get the last name. If she wanted to say this another nigga was the daddy, the another nigga is the daddy. The black woman is not going to let you have 100% control of your legacy. She's going to diminish it. She's going to destroy your legacy. If nothing else, assassinate the character in the eyes of your children. You could never be a superhero to your kids because you can't override what mama say. I don't give a damn about you tell your daddy. Not only is the mama gonna say that, the grandmama them gonna say that too. And dad is supposed to be a superhero to the kids. If mama is the villain in the hero, I intentionally had biracial children because when I came home.
All right, good. That's
all right. So that's that. We excuse the language, but we just played it raw. We played it raw and uncut. From his
discretion is advised.
Give it to you straight, no chaser.
His position, and boy, that was
a piece.
Very hard to hear. But we definitely gonna talk about. Look, we got the faces over there on this side.
I'm not making a face. I'm just ready to say what I'm gonna.
Oh no, my wife was. She was making the face. She was making the face. But what do y'all think about that? He said he chose intentionally to have interracial kids because of the things that he was saying.
That word.
Because of the things that he was saying. So
I think you already got a taker on the subject.
All right, let's go, Morgan. Let's go.
Okay.
Clear the throat.
My thing is, yes, you probably did know all your friends had baby mama drama, but you knew the perspective of your friend. So you probably didn't know everything that happened because you came home. You don't know what happened while you were gone. And also that it is very true. I know a lot of mothers who do that. I would say that, I feel like that comes from something. She didn't just have the baby and decide, this is my kid. You can't, you know what? So I'm just like, apparently something happened, because if everything was all good and dandy from his side and her side, then this wouldn't even be a conversation. So I'm just saying that I think that he may be looking at it from a perspective, which is correct, because everybody looks at it from the perspective of their friend or who they're talking to and what you see. Not to say that his perspective is not true, but there are 3 sides to every story. There is this person's side, and the truth. Because one person going to tell it from their perspective, another person is going to tell it from their perspective, and they might not include all the things that make them not necessarily look bad, but be at fault for certain things. I will say that.
Okay. I have a real loaded answer. I don't know if you want to go first.
I was going to say, that word intentionally is that's
yeah.
that word intentionally is not, I love my parents. I love my sister, I love my mom. They're Black women, but I didn't intentionally marry a white woman.
Yeah.
I just did. I chose to because I loved her and I met her.
Amen.
And I loved her.
Amen.
I
Say
didn't
that.
know, I'm going to go pick a white woman because
That was
I
absolutely
want to, because I want to protect my kids' legacy. I didn't think that. I actually had a long conversation with God for a while about dating a white woman that people don't even know about. And but I feel like on the Black side, I feel like it can be kind of propaganda too, because that's what we put out.
Right.
BET, Tyler Perry. That's just a lot of the stuff people like. If you're not around Black people, if you live in Wisconsin or Timbuktu, that's what you're gonna see because that's what's on TV.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna see because that's what you hear us rap about. If you go to 98.3 The Beat, that's what you're gonna hear about.
It's a rap song.
That's my baby daddy, and doing all this and the movies. This my baby, this my baby, and that's kind of the. It's almost like it's our culture. I hate to say that, but it's having a one parent household and bragging about it is part of our culture, and that's how it seems.
But he referenced the song "F My Baby Daddy," but isn't the song about the baby mama too?
That came way after. He talking about.
But I don't care. But that's his time frame that he's talking about. But there's a song about that now too, about the baby mama. So the drama continues to perpetuate. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Sexy Red made a song.
But what I'm going to say,
and Chief Keef got on there and called it "If My Baby Mama."
So here's the thing. You date who you date.
Right.
You have children with whoever you have children with.
Right.
My thing is the scenario types or the McKinsey
stereotypes.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Stereotype. My family laughing at me. My whole thing is the stereotypes, because I feel like people do what they want to do, but they always trying to give a justification and why they do the things that they do. If you just wanted to date outside of your race and have biracial children, then that was your choice. Right. And you said you intentionally did that, so that definitely was your choice. And then you're going by all of the scenarios of the people that were around you. Did he say his personal experience with a Black female?
No, he said all of his friends.
But he said with all his friends. So you going around all of the scenarios around you, and I get it. You can learn from other people's examples. But what I'm going to say is it takes two people to parent. Mm-hmm. Now, I do agree that I have seen situations where women of color and non-color use the child against the father. Yeah. And like Morgan alluded to, there may be reasons that we don't know that go deeper than what you want to allude to. And there may not be. Your turn, your truth, whatever. But to sit here and say that you intentionally did not do this because of what you've seen, I guess my question to you will be, how is your relationship with your baby mama and your children? That you had intentionally biracial. How's that relationship? Because you going on this whole harp and scenario of everybody around you. What's your relationship looking like?
I'm not gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna sleep with someone, have a baby with someone because of their legacy. I'm gonna have a baby with someone because I love the woman. It has nothing to do with the kid. I mean, it does have something to do with the kid.
So I do agree with him on certain points that he made, because I do agree that, like, when women have children, they weaponize the children against the father because the courts automatically see that the child's supposed to be with the mother. That's like the natural thing. That's like the common thing. So I feel him on that. I do feel like women will weaponize that child and will make two-parent decisions for that child, especially in relationships where you're not married, that you had children out of wedlock, or whatever the case may be. We're not judging anyone, but I'm saying that's what he said, baby mama drama. So that those are those type of relationships, or even divorce relationships where you were at one point were married, and then you use that child to try to control the other person, or try to make the other person look inferior or less than in the child eyes, and that is not right if anybody is going through that on the male or the female side. But to say that that's because of what the scenario, and that's his life. He can do what he want to do. I ain't got nothing to do with that man's life. But to say that you intentionally did that because of this, how do you not know that that's still not going to be your situation?
That's what I'm saying. It's not fair to just say that only Black women do that, because that's what it felt very specific towards. Like, you were only saying that only Black women do that, which is not true. Like, there are a lot of white women and a lot of women of color that also do that. Like, it's not just specified just to Black women. Right. And I don't feel like that was fair to them.
May I just say, clear my throat again. Who are you hanging around? What type of women are you hanging around? The type of women and the type of men and your mama and probably the other people that is doing all of that, because you didn't speak nothing about your mother. What does she do? Anyways, those are the low vibrational type of people that you're hanging around. Like, you can definitely hang around different types of people, because I have friends that's happened to, and I also have and know a lot of great mothers that aren't with the father, that co-parent
very well,
and those are just the type of people, you know, that these people decide to lay down with, even though people can lie,
but they intentionally
you gotta
lay down with.
You have to look at everything. Just like I say for women, you know, you knew he wasn't taking care of his other kids and all this, and you wanted to have a baby. Same with men. Y'all know who people are before y'all lay down and have kids with them. Sometimes y'all don't, and you know, it was unplanned or something. But I'm just saying, like, these are the type of women that y'all hanging around in these different places, and y'all wonder why y'all only getting the same type of women, because you're only attracting yourself or talking to or going for the same type of Black women instead of going for other types of Black women. And I'm just, that's all I have to say. You grouping everybody in.
Yeah.
You got that smile on the face. When you got that smile, that look, y'all, it's finna be something.
I agree with everything everybody said.
Okay.
But I just think that it's a much bigger and deep rooted problem that we're speaking on. We know that, you know, going back to what a couple of weeks ago when we read the Willie Lynch letters, how Black women were pit against the Black men, and things like this. So there are things that were planted in us a long time ago that we continue to self-perpetuate. Okay. We understand that Black fathers was kind of forced out of the house at one point because, you know, the women couldn't get the benefits and the government assistance as the men were living there. So we mutually agreed, well, I'll still be with you, but you just can't live here. So we work within the confines of the system that we were given.
Yeah.
So men and the women weren't together like they were in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, and, you know, going back. So now we have a deep-rooted problem that we help self-perpetuate. So now men are looking at Black women thinking, he said something that was very specific to me, something that stood out, that Black women take 100% ownership of, this is my child, my child, my child. And we can't continue to look at them negatively for something that we help do, Black men.
Absolutely.
All right. So when you know better, you do better. And we know now that we need to be in the home with our children. And we have chosen on a lot of occasions not to do that. There are a lot of single Black mothers. And when a Black mother is single, she has to take on a lot of feminine and masculine characteristics in order to raise a child, right?
Right.
So now you have women who are raising children on their own and trying to be the mom and the dad. And when a mother has to protect the child like that, a lot of times when we see mothers taking 100% ownership of a child, she's saying, I'm also trying to protect my child from you, Black man, the father, from promises that you said you were going to come to the child's football game and you didn't come. You were going to pick him up this weekend, you didn't come. You were supposed to come over for the weekend and pick him up and take him to Disneyland, you didn't come. So now a lot of Black mothers are protecting their child from disappointments.
I was going to say
disappointments from you, from the things that you said you were going to do and did not do.
But that's the part of the story that ain't being told.
Right. So now the mother's like, I gotta protect my child. Want to let you be involved in a lot of situations. Sometimes they just weaponize the child against you. In all races. But there are times where when you're a single mother, you have to protect your child. You don't have another protector in the house because men, where are we? So now these women are protecting their child against hurt. I don't want my child to be hurt again. I don't want this. So, guys,
because when you go home or don't show up, the child is crying on the mama's shoulder.
Right. Dad didn't come again. So now we have very protective Black women over their child. A lot of times they're protecting against us. There's a problem that we have to fix. And this is because we are not in the home. And sometimes we have to own what daddy did that was messed up, and what granddaddy did that was messed up. We didn't do it, but we got to fix it, guys.
And women,
when are we going to start fixing it? We know that it was daddy's fault and granddaddy's fault why mama like that and why grandmama was like that. Now you got daughter that's like that. And we have to understand and sympathize a little bit of why she's like that. Let her know that I understand why you're being so protective, why you're doing this, but I'm trying to be different.
That's a whole nother level of emotional intelligence. That's a whole nother level of maturity right there that you're talking about. And then it's sad to say that a lot of people, including adults, don't have it. They do not have it.
Right.
Morgan, you go ahead and say what you got to say, but I want to say this.
Okay, I just wanted to say, we don't know where he was coming back from. He didn't say
Did not say.
But what I'm just saying, like, this could be the alternate, since they're basing stereotypes onto the Black women. What if they doing that to their kids because you out here slinging dope, going to jail every 5 years or every 5 months, and they don't want their kids to grow up like that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my kid away from you. You in the streets, you a gangbanger. You got people looking at your license plate, cars getting
now you explaining the narrative of the Black man.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that that's not every Black man, but I'm just saying that could be one of the reasons why a lot of these mothers are keeping the children away from their fathers, because you're not a good role model, and I don't want my child to grow up like that.
Well, I think that most men have something to offer their child.
They do.
In a way of training, tutoring.
Absolutely.
Even if you're trying to give your child, don't be like me. Still, you have something to give to a child.
Absolutely.
I mean, so,
that is real.
And to be honest with Charleston White, I see a whole lot of what he's talking about.
I do too.
Because. And I see it more with Black women because I'm around more Black women than Black men. So
absolutely,
just like you, Charleston White.
Right. So I'm not around a lot of white women and men about how they rear their kids and how they co-parent. So I don't hear their stories.
Absolutely.
But I hear ours, and I hear a lot of that. A lot of women just won't let you see your child because you with another woman, and she don't like that.
That is very true. That is very true. And
you do see those things happening.
Well, like I said, weaponizing the child.
Weaponizing the child. So I see it, but
go ahead.
We have to get to the point of we gotta fix this.
We gotta fix it. And here's my thing. If y'all did not work out, it's okay. But you have to learn how to co-parent. It's not the child's responsibly, because it's not the child's fault. And at the end of the day, at the end of that child's life, at whatever point that child realizes it, you're hurting the child. Because the child is going to have questions about why my father didn't want to be a part of my life, why my father wasn't there, or why my mom was in the streets, and why my mom, wouldn't let me see you, or whatever the narrative is. So why one parent is saying one thing and one parent is saying the other thing, and now the child is totally confused emotionally. The child don't want to pick between one or the other because the child loves both of their parents, and then the parents are both, heroes in their eyes. And now y'all are putting that child in a position on a decision that y'all made to lay down and make this child, and didn't even ask to be here.
And that story is just too common now, because what's going to make the child's going to grow up and do what? Do what you did.
I would say repeat the same habits.
Other man, white man, Hispanic man is gonna do what you did,
or mom.
Child.
Do what you did, mom, and
so you're just gonna repeat the cycle over and over again.
Right. My mom and my dad, at a point, they separated. My mom always said, "Your daddy loves you."
Yep.
I was gonna go.
Why don't you go see your dad?
Yeah.
And I had harder feelings, not about what my mom impressed
just
upon
the
me
fact of his
because
absence.
she just was like, your dad loved you. He had a hard life. There are things that happened to him that you don't understand. Give him a chance. So my mom was always very, because she know my dad loved me. She taught my dad up, not down. I was
gonna go there,
and it was me. I had to take my time to go see my pops, and I vowed that I would never be in a place other than with my kids. And I raised my kids with my wife. We raised them together.
Right.
I wanted to be the anti that. So I wanted to break the generational curse
still taught
of that. But she always talked them up. She never talked them down.
Because
that's
always
the part.
but it has to be that one person in the family that changes, like you said, the cycle. So you were that one person that changed the cycle. Now Mackenzie, he sees what a father should be, what a husband should be. So then he can make sure that he stay there with his wife and his children.
Oh, he broke the cycle.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
He broke it.
So he broke. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's gone.
So, but that's what I'm saying. When we look at scenarios and situations like this, and you say, what does it take? It take people with a mature mindset, with a mature emotional intelligence that is able to assess the situation and see what's truly going on beneath the surface, and decide that I'm gonna be that change. I'm gonna be the one that breaks the cycle.
Right.
Absolutely. And I wanted to go to what Dad said about talking the other parent down in front of the child, because I was a child care provider. So I would say that I've seen it happen firsthand, and no matter what happens, I'm just a believer in you should never talk a parent down in front of a child. Right. I just don't believe that. I think that it harms the child. I think it harms the child's relationship with the parent. Because whatever, if dad cheated on mom and all this happened, that has nothing to do with the child. That is two adults, and they have to hash that out.
And the decisions that they made.
And children are smart enough, and they will grow to make their own decisions.
Absolutely.
You can't form their decision, and now you're training up a child to hate one parent and the other parent. So then the cycle continues. So now the dad probably would have been the best dad in the world to the kid. You don't never know, because now this kid is hating this child because of what mom said, or hating this parent because of what mom said or what dad said. And I think that as parents, that's not very mature.
Right.
I think that it's just not right.
I feel like you're worse than the dad. If a man talks bad about the mom, or the mom talk bad about the dad, we should be looking at you side-eye. Because why are you talking to a child about something so mature? Let that child have the right to make his own,
and love. Children are smart.
Right. You want to repair things, not break them further than they already are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, but when Charleston said, because for every man, his child is his legacy. That's the legacy for a man.
That is true. I agree with that.
And he said, but black women rob men of their legacies.
Yeah.
I just think that's a poor mouth man to say something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like men are choosing not to own their part in this.
Right.
We just want to point the finger.
Yeah.
And I think that's childish. I think is immature. Yeah. And I think we have to own as black men that we created a situation where our women feel uncovered in a lot of situations.
Right. And I would say,
and I think we gotta fix that, bro. We have to be home. And it's hard to say you don't have money to give your child shoes or pay your child support, but we see you in the club making it rain and giving strippers money. You got new J's on. You got a new car. You got this going on. The woman you with, you take care of her baby.
Yeah.
You take care of her baby, but you can't take care of your own because you're not with the woman. So you're letting the child,
and that's the thing.
not have things because you're not with the mom. Like you want to take it out on the child because you beefing with the mom, or the mom want to take it out on the child.
But you're taking it out. You're trying to take it out on the mother.
But you're hurting the child.
You're taking it out on the child. And you so caught up in whatever it is that you can't even see this. You cannot see that you are hurting your child more so than you're hurting the mother. And the mother 9 times is hurting because their child is hurting. It ain't because of you in the strip club or you doing this or you with another woman. Right. Nah, you hurt my child. Right. And that's at this point because you are absent. I am going to take full accountability because now I feel like I got to cover my child.
Right.
And I want to say this too. I hear a lot of men say, you know, my wife, my girl, my baby mama keeping me for my child. I hate that be blah, 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 blah. I'm going to pay my child support, whatever. How many men really went to court and filed and tried to get joint custody of the child? I want to know that. Right. We don't even contest that the mom gonna get full right of the child. We just let mom get the child and we try to give her whatever we want. Then later on down the line, we want to start bitching and complaining. But how many of us, the judges nowadays, if the father comes to try to get joint custody, I don't care if it's weekends, if it's every other weekend,
like visitation,
whatever, you can get joint custody of your child. We don't want that. And we complain about what
responsibility. Yeah. But I'm gonna say this too, because my thing is with the child and having joint custody or even the point of I'm just gonna pay this child support. Did you put yourself on child support or did the baby mama put you on child support? Because if you were so concerned about your child still need things whether they are with you or not. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying for the mother to take the money and do all the stuff that y'all be saying that the mamas do. I'm not saying that. But the child still needs support, whether you are physically there or not, because you help make that child, and vice versa. I've known a few people where the guy has had the child and the ex-wife had to pay child support.
That's not norm, but it
ain't normal. But I know it. I know it's not the norm, but I know some people like that, or known some people like that. And the same thing goes for the mother. The child needs your support whether you are there or not.
I will say I love to watch child support court. I don't know, maybe it's just the nosiness in me. However, there are times where men say, I don't trust her with my money. Is there anything that I can do where
I don't have to give them money?
Yes. If it's child health care, then you pay directly to the healthcare office that for your child. If if the wife say my child needs new shoes, I'm going to just go buy the shoes instead of just giving her the money. Because men be like, oh, she take it for herself. If that mama says she need diapers, then go get some diapers. And take her to diapers. You don't have to give her money.
And you know, and I've heard and I've seen situations where the women don't want that, they want the money.
Absolutely.
Because they want person.
But again, if you were present or you had joint custody, you could buy the Pampers. And when you have them, when you have the child, you can buy shoes and Pampers and things. I just feel like there's a void left because we don't want the responsibility full time. So let her have the baby.
And there you go.
She can take the baby, but I'm gonna just do for her.
That's it.
If you love your child, go for joint custody.
Right.
And then you will have a bigger part in rearing your child. You have to have those sit down conversations where you have them and talk to your child about things. And there's a different level of respect that'll be there.
And if you love it, you try to talk, baby. I'm sorry. And if you love your child, I mean, co-parent well together. Put your self differences aside and co-parent for the love that you both have for that child. That's all I want to say.
Okay, and I'm gonna take the attention of the child and go to the woman.
Okay.
I gotta see. I'm gonna say this.
Say it.
Without saying the cuss words.
Don't say that one.
Go raw.
No, you don't.
Just say.
Charleston White said he intentionally has kids with biracial kids, and I just think that's just a bunch of crap. That word intentional is wrong. He could just put down the black women. Yes, my wife is of Caucasian descent. I love my wife more than anybody, and I'll pick her in any timeline. It does not matter
You should.
Who says anything? Black woman, black man, white woman, white man. It does not matter. I would pick her over anybody any day. But it's not about her. It's about them. Just because I picked a white woman or picked, quote, I didn't really pick her. I'm not going to diminish these two black queens that raised me. They made me. They raised me. I'm not going to put them down for nothing. So Charleston White, I feel like that's disrespectful to your mama.
Right. 100%, because that's what you're talking
your
about.
grandma.
Right.
If
your
you want to point out black
right.
you not just going
to.
To me, I'm just not going to let that slide.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked her.
That's not fair.
But they raised me. They made me who I am, so I can be who I am to her.
But that's the thing too, is like.
So I just want to put that out
for
there.
me.
I love my black women.
I agree, and like I have to look to them to like raise my children, and so I take that very disrespectfully for the black women in my life that I have to look up to raise my own children, and that made me really mad, like really mad.
Because it's nothing to cry about. You just shot in the crowd when you said that to all the other interracial marriages, and I'm not really like.
But I want to speak on that, and I know you go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say to Mackenzie's point, and I know this is like what black women get mad when black men like white women. That's not why we're mad. You can like who you want, Mexican, Asian, purple, the color of my nails. I don't care. It's just the fact that it's always I like white women because black women are blank.
Right.
I don't
100%.
like that. And first of all, not only are you disrespecting us, you're disrespecting the woman that you like or you love.
Yeah.
Because you're saying I don't like black women because they're too ghetto. But if they weren't that ghetto, you wouldn't be with that white woman.
Right.
Or you wouldn't be with that Asian woman.
But I ain't gonna be with that one anyway.
I'm just saying. I think that's very disrespectful to the woman that you are with, as well as me, because obviously we're gonna be mad. Obviously, it's not all black women, but I am a black woman, so it does piss me off.
Society just feels like dating a white woman as a black man is just the easy way out.
Yeah, that's like you looking at your white women saying, "I'm with you only because they messing up."
Right.
That's
and if they wasn't messing up, I wouldn't be married. Like you are the default.
Right. I would never put down a black
And then
woman.
I got to say,
is he even with her?
Right.
Right.
I got to say this because when they got together, my son literally was terrified to tell me that he was dating or liked. That's why I said me. A white woman. And because of what conversations that he's heard me say about white people, and it's not all white
I said
people.
About white people.
It was not all white people. It's about racist white people.
Racist white people.
It ain't about kind-hearted people.
Human white people.
Right. Just kind-hearted people. Because my son has dated black women.
Oh.
My son has dated by.
I don't date.
Crazy.
I just talk.
Talk to.
She's the first woman I dated.
Not date like that. But I'm just like having.
I want to make
sure
sure
you be talking to him. Yes, okay.
All right, I'm not slut.
But no, but his heart. But I always told my son, if I have not met her, then y'all don't date. If I have not met her and I don't know who she is, then that's not your girlfriend. So when he called me and he told me that he wanted me to meet someone and he wanted his dad to be there and to be a formal dinner and
he didn't really have to be there. I didn't even care.
And his grandmama wanted his grandmama to cook and da. Okay, well then it was all about me.
It was just
and his grandma.
I told him literally about a month and a half before.
So I knew it was a big deal, and I was not fond of the fact at first, but Marielle made me love her because how she loves him, and she is the absolute best person for my son.
Right.
So it ain't about, he's with this white woman. It's about he found his soulmate.
Yes.
Right.
And that's the person that he's going to live the rest of his life with. And I don't care what color she was, whether she's white, whether she was black, whether she was Hispanic or whatever. No, I'm doing real colors. I don't care. As long as I can see that love that she has for him, it was a wrap for me.
I'm gonna put $1 in the jar, and on top of that, just know I am 100% nigga. You hear me?
Still
Ain't nothing washed. Ain't nothing gone. Ain't no Uncle Tom. I will beat you.
100%.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, it would get real sticky.
And behind that, and behind that, I will beat you about any one of them. Either one of them.
Because she's one of us.
She a rice, baby.
Yes, and that's more than a color. She's a rice.
I'm with all that. I
Throw
have
that out there.
a soft spot for the women who raised me.
Right.
And
absolutely.
I don't like to hear people generalize black women. It pisses me the hell off.
Me too.
And I be wanting to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Because they have had a tough go of it, a tough road of it.
Yeah.
I mean, from being raped and abused by slave owners and slave masters to down to being used as pawns and trying to separate the black family, trying to pit them against the black men and the black man against the black woman, and having to raise these children by themselves, work hard. So yes, they are a little more emotional. Yes, they are a little more protective. Yes, they have a little edge to them because they've had to. They've had to be mothers and fathers, even though they only can be mothers. You know, but they've been trying to raise men and trying to raise women and trying to protect them at the same time, while men, we were out doing other stuff. And I know there are case by case scenarios where we just wasn't doing right. And you know, she wanted you to be in the baby's life and you just was all about the streets. But we gonna get off my black women, because I ain't with it on that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't with it about any of the women. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about down on women in general.
Right, because man, I know what they went through, and I'm trying to repair that. I'm trying to fix what dad and granddad and other how we abandoned and left a lot of our black women solo, and now they're getting a bad rap and get the bad picture because we say they're not submissive because they've had to do everything on their own. They're very independent now, and we mad at that. How about let's go try to repair from this day forward how we go forward, and we can fix this thing, because
absolutely.
If we just say they're not submissive enough, they mouthy and all this stuff, and I'm just gonna go to other races, and you leave the problems that we help create, black men. We leave the problem alone and just take the easy way out and just go forward with something else. That's soft to me in every area.
But I'm just gonna say I love love, and I love black love. Mm-hmm. And and it does exist. Me and my husband is a testament of it. But I love love, and I love soulmates that find each other, especially at an early age, because that's very rare nowadays. And then and I just want to say this to my sisters, my black women.
Please say it. I didn't hear from you.
Okay, so we always want to look at the black man and be like, he's a sellout, and because he's dating a white woman, or how does that? You didn't want to marry nobody that looked like your mama or your sister. So, what do you think the white father is saying to the white woman? I mean, my son black, her dad ain't, so he can have that same sentiment.
He could.
Both families can be experiencing the same things.
That's right.
So my thing is, stop looking at it inwardly all the time, and just look at that your children have found their soulmate. There's someone that God has placed in their life that they want to spend the rest of their lives with, and they want to build a family upon. And you be there and you support that love and you nurture that love, because not everybody in a lifetime get that.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's my soap opera.
I also wanted to say, coming from my family, I have not seen that, so I don't know nothing about the mom pitting the dad and the children, and I don't know nothing about the dad leaving. Nothing about that. So my dad, like they said, my dad broke the cycle. So I just think that once the cycle gets broken, now I don't have those issues where I'm growing up thinking niggas ain't S because my dad wasn't there for me. And my dad wasn't there for me. And Yeah, me and my dad went to the Christmas party at my job. My dad took pictures of me.
They have daddy
for my he took pictures of me for my prom, and so I just think that
and he will walk her down the aisle.
Those are very important moments for children,
and that can go with any phase of life as a parent.
Absolutely,
pass it down to a child. Since I didn't see it, my kids won't see it.
Absolutely,
because I don't know what to show them.
I don't know what that is.
I only show them what I see and what I saw. Mm-hmm. I can't just imagine something and be like, well, this is this and this is that. Right. Now my kids won't see it, and I'm going to make sure my kids don't see it.
Right.
Until the point where it's never seen again.
And I have another message to black men. We are supposed to be the head, the leaders.
Yep.
We have to take charge and take ownership of our situation. And we have to do the hard part as being the leaders in the head. We can say when they start being more submissive, then I'll be. That's reactive. That's not being a leader, man. We have to take it first, even though we feel like they did it first. It's their fault. We like this. Is their fault. Like we're like this is their fault that we like this. And we wait till they fix it so we can fix it. That's not being a leader, man. Men as leaders, we have to do the hard part. We have to, sometimes you have to make the apology first, even though you don't feel like you were wrong. Or you don't feel like you did it first. Being a leader is fixing the situation regardless of who's at fault. Because I say all the time, the condition of the kingdom emanates from the king, not the queen. So when the king is in his rightful place, the kingdom is fine. So sometimes we have to make the first step to fixing it, men, even if we feel like the women are at fault or they're going wild or they're on social media doing this and everybody twerking and you don't think this is right. If we get in our proper places, everyone as leaders, everyone will fall behind because as the head goes, so does the tail. So I'm just saying, man, instead of complaining, fix it. Be the leaders that we're supposed to be and the heads that we're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And we'll go from that point.
And then I'm going to say the last point because it's 9:56. But and to his point, I mean, I'm in absolutely agreement with it. And women, black women, white women, Hispanic women, we have to allow our kings to lead.
Yes.
100%.
And just because they are leading, that don't mean that they're controlling.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we look at the word lead, the word submissive, and we
dominance.
think or dominance, and
negative.
It's like
it's a negative connotation that I feel like has purposely been put there.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like the enemy does not like the family unit.
Yes, correct.
That's right.
And anything, any word that he can use to stir up trouble in the home, in the camp, he's going to do that.
Yeah. Right.
So when our husbands, and I'm speaking to myself as well, but we have to allow our husbands the opportunity to be who they are called to be in our lives, in our home, and just be in their rightful positions.
Yeah, I agree.
Amen.
Meriwether Shamika said, yes, Kiki, so true.
What's up, Shamika? How you doing? That's my own girl right there. Well, that's it, what we got for tonight. I mean, I know we've hit this subject. It was near and dear to our hearts. We all take it personally. Yeah. And we just got to do better. I feel like, we can let social media teach us who we are to each other.
Please don't.
Or we can be who we need to be to each other. And let it be reality, not social media. Because we know, Morgan, social media is not what?
Real. It's not. It's just not.
You're right.
You get a glimpse everybody of what people want you to see.
Yes. So everybody needs to take accountability. Men and women, black men and black women. So it's just burn the candle from both ends.
All right.
And white women. I call them out too. White women and white men too.
That's right.
Gosh.
Everybody.
Let's burn the candle from all the ends we can burn it from.
We all can stand to be better.
Yes.
All right.
Well, y'all, until next week, we love y'all and thank y'all for tuning in to My Turn, My Truth. Again, you can check us out and watch the full episodes if you're just chiming in on YouTube. on My Turn, My Truth podcast. And you can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Facebook and our Facebook page as well. So until next week, we'll see you.
All right.